The base RaPTr unit captures images of every pallet it scans by default. For some customers, there's a need to acquire additional images of a pallet from an angle or location other than the main scanner unit. Artemis provides for this by way of an auxiliary photo documentation RaPTr unit. This camera unit looks the same from the outside but has different hardware inside, a color camera, and a manually adjustable lens. When the unit arrives, mount it in the desired location and roughly aim it at a pallet positioned in a typical location for the dock door you're installing at. Remove the outer canister by loosening and removing the bolt on the underside of the canister. Carefully slide the canister toward the front of the unit. Set the canister aside for now. Let's identify the 3 adjustment rings on the lens. The outermost adjustment ring is for the zoom, which determines how large of an area the camera sees. The middle adjustment ring is the aperture, which controls how much light comes into the camera. The innermost adjustment ring, closest to the camera body, is for the focus, which determines the sharpness of the image. When you first hook up the photo documentation camera, you'll see 2 images on the main RaPTr screen. Click on the RaPTr logo at the top right. Click Configure, and then click Cameras. You'll see that you now have an additional camera listed there. Click on the new camera, and you'll see the current live camera feed on screen. Leave this image up on screen as you proceed through the adjustments. It's usually best to start with the zoom and then set the focus. You might find that you have to go back and forth between the two as you get the zoom set using the focus adjustment so that you can get the image sharp enough to set the zoom correctly. Once you get the zoom set, tighten the thumb screw, just finger tight, and then set the focus so that it's nice and crisp on screen. Then finger tighten the focus screw. At that point, you can adjust the aperture ring to ensure you're getting enough light to see the detail you require in the image. Finally, tighten down the aperture thumb screw. Once you have the image tuned in the way you want it, slide the canister back onto the main unit and replace the bolt and tighten it down. Once the adjustments are completed, you can choose to hide the secondary image to keep the screen uncluttered for operators. The images are still recorded and saved in the background.